Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Mark's Action Figures. Today, we're going to be reviewing the Iron Grenadier Destro and Despoiler, number 203 in the G.I. Joe Classified series. So, when you think of Cobra, the first name that usually comes to mind is Cobra Commander. This guy right here. But behind every dictator, there's someone who supplies the weapons. And in G.I. Joe, that man is Destro. This guy. He looks badass. He just looks badass. Today we're taking a look at one of the most anticipated releases of the G.I. Joe Classified series, the Iron Grenadier Destro with the Despoiler Assault Craft. We'll dive into the history of Destro, his rise from weapons manufacturer to military leader, his complicated relationship with Cobra Commander, and then we'll take a detailed look at the figure, articulation, accessories, paint applications, and the incredible Despoiler vehicle. Who is Destro? He first appeared in 1983 in the Marvel comic series before becoming one of the defining villains of a Real American Hero toy line, an animated series. His real name is James McCullen Destro the 14th. He's the heir to the ancient Scottish McCullen clan. Unlike Cobra Commander, whose motivation is absolute world domination, Destro is first and foremost a businessman. His family's company, Mars, M-A-R-S Industries, manufactures advanced weapons systems and sells them out to the highest bidder. So to Destro, war is business. Conflict creates profit. Unlike Cobra Commander, Destro isn't driven by emotion or revenge. He's intelligent. I'd say genius level intelligence, strategic, calculated, and always thinking several moves ahead. One of the most recognizable aspects of the character is his polished chrome mask. Rather than hiding his identity, the mask is a centuries-old McCullen family tradition representing honor and responsibility, if you could believe that. It has become one of the most iconic character designs in G.I. Joe history. Now, Destro and Cobra Commander have a complicated relationship. Although Destro is one of Cobra's highest ranking officers, his relationship with Cobra Commander has always been difficult. The two constantly compete for control of Cobra. Destro often views Cobra Commander as reckless, emotionally unstable. Meanwhile, Cobra Commander never fully trusts Destro because his loyalty ultimately belongs to Mars Industries, not Cobra. Throughout both the Marvel Comics and Sunbow cartoon, they alternate between allies and rivals. Many fans even believe Destro would have been a far more effective leader than Cobra Commander. Despite their rivalry, the two need each other. Destro needs Cobra's endless wars. It's one of the best written relationships in the franchise. Success! You dare speak to me of success, you psychotic, sibilant serpent of a dolt! Now, the Iron Grenadiers. So during the late 1980s, Destro created his own private military force known as the Iron Grenadiers. Unlike Cobra's colorful assortment of Vipers, the Iron Grenadiers were elite professional soldiers. They were black, red, and gold uniforms. They were heavily armed, highly disciplined, and fiercely loyal to Destro. Instead of relying solely on Cobra, Destro built an independent military empire capable of standing on its own. The Despoiler became one of the signature vehicles of the Iron Grenadiers, first appearing in the vintage toy line in 1988 as Destro's personal attack craft. The classified release modernizes that design while keeping its unmistakable silhouette. Now, before we crack this open, I shouldn't say that. I actually cracked it open before this review, but I did want to show you the packaging. It is absolutely gorgeous. The packaging is phenomenal. If you are an inbox collector, this is a really nice, well-built, well-thought-out packaging. It feels like a premium collector's item. This oversized package, and I have to say, when I got this, I was surprised at the size of this box and the size of the spoiler. This thing is huge, much bigger than I had anticipated initially. Am I showing this upside down? Yes, I am. Sorry about that. Here we go. This box is absolutely ginormous, and the despoiler is also very, very big. Now, the front features dynamic artwork of the despoiler soaring into battle, with Destro prominently displaying in his striking black and gold Iron Grenadier armor. The artwork has a dramatic comic book-inspired style that perfectly captures the military science fiction feel of G.I. Joe. Across the front, you'll find the classic G.I. Joe Classified Series branding, while the side panel continues the line's numbered collection, identifying this as release number 203. It's always satisfying for collectors to see these numbers climb, especially when adding another major character to the shelf. Turning to the back, Hasbro showcases the despoiler in several action poses, highlighting its sleek design, open cockpit, missile loadout, and display options with Destro at the controls. It's a great preview of everything included inside the and this really builds the anticipation before you even open the box. The overall presentation feels clean, premium, and collector-focused. The heavy-duty box stock gives it a solid feel, and the artwork is attractive enough that many collectors may choose to keep the packaging for display and or storage. Now the figure. Let's look at Cobra, Destro, Iron Grenadier. Hasbro absolutely nailed this version of Destro. This isn't the classic silver colored Cobra Lieutenant. This is the gold version. The gold armor immediately commands attention. Look at this shield. It's just so cool. Look at the size of that Claymore. The metallic finish throughout the chest, shoulder, armor, and helmet gives the figure premium appearance. The soft goods cape, which hangs naturally, adds dramatic movement to the action poses. Unlike plastic capes, it doesn't interfere with articulation. The alternate head sculpt gives collectors display options. So you have this version, which is, he's not scowling here, he's just very stoic. So while the ancestral Claymore sword, saber, shield, and weapon accessories reinforce Destro's aristocratic warrior image. The paint applications are outstanding. The metallic helmet is smooth and reflective. The gold armor is crisp. The black undersuit has subtle sculpted texture. The red cape provides excellent visual contrast. There is virtually no paint bleed on my sample, and the premium finishes really make this feel like a deluxe release. The articulation is, as expected, ball-jointed head, an excellent range, butterfly shoulders and joints, double-jointed elbows, swivel wrists and hinge movement, upper torso articulation. You have whist swivel, drop-down hips, double-jointed knees, boot rotation, and rocker ankles. Now his boots are pointed up. It's just the style that he has. Just makes it's a perfect fit for this figure and for this character. Even with the armored appearance, the figure remains highly posable. The cape stays out of the way, allowing for dynamic sword poses and commanding stances. Whether you want him pointing his troops into battle or dueling snake eyes, the articulation delivers. Now let's look at the despoiler vehicle, which is the centerpiece of this particular item. Isn't this amazing? Look at how big it is. Look at the size of this thing. I did not expect this to be this big. For some reason, in my mind, when I saw the first renderings, I truly thought this was going to be much smaller, but it is huge. The original 1988 toy was memorable because it looked unlike anything else in G.I. Joe. Hasbro has modernized the concept beautifully. The vehicle feels faster, sharper, much more aggressive. It has a futuristic attack aircraft appearance while remaining instantly recognizable to longtime fans. The cockpit comfortably seats Destro. The sculpted control panel features impressive molded detail. The wings have sleek, angular design that gives the vehicle tremendous shelf presence. And one of my favorite features is the payload of 10 removable missiles. Count them, 10 missiles, giving the despoiler an intimidating offensive look. Although the original vehicle was fairly simple, this classified version adds significantly more sculpted mechanical detail throughout the fuselage. It feels like something Destro himself would have engineered. So overall, this may be one of the finest deluxe releases Hasbro has produced for the classified series. You get an iconic version of the G.I. Joe's greatest villains, a beautifully updated Iron Grenadier uniform, a beautifully sculpted vehicle, excellent accessories, outstanding articulation, and a faithful modernization of one of the most memorable Cobra vehicles of the late vintage line. Is it expensive? Yeah, it's pretty expensive. But this release is clearly aimed at longtime collectors who grew up with the 1988 Iron Grenadiers. If you're building a classified display, this is the definitive battlefield version of Destro. I would score the packaging 10 on 10. The figure sculpt is 10 on 10. Paint applications, 9.8 on 10. Articulation is 9.5 on 10. Accessories, 10 on 10. This spoiler vehicle, 9.8 on 10. 10 on 10. Overall, 9.9 on 10. It's almost a perfect figure and vehicle for me. I am thoroughly impressed by the sculpt, by the design, the size. I love this vehicle and figure. Destro has always been more than just Cobra's weapon supplier. He's a brilliant strategist, a noble villain, and he's one of the most complex characters in the G.I. Joe universe. This classified release captures everything that has made him a fan favorite for more than 4 decades, and it's a centerpiece worthy for any Iron Grenadier display. Guys, if you enjoyed this review, like, share, and subscribe. Tell me in the comments, is this vehicle your favorite vehicle in the G.I. Joe classified line? Thanks for watching Mark's Action Figures, and I will see you in the next review.